Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is week 12 meals of my $23 grocery budget challenge. The challenge started in January. I had $23 cash available to me each week, plus any creative resources that I could think of that would allow me to increase the buying power of my dollars. So coupons, store markdowns, flyer specials, and store incentive reward programs. So just because you have $23 cash or whatever your budget happens to be, doesn't mean that that's the total limit of what you might have available to you to spend. Because having a coupon or having points redemption can increase what you get without actually increasing your cash output. I also wanted to show that you could build a small pantry on a very limited budget. And I'm clearly showing that you can do that. Over 12 weeks, we have so much food. Storage is becoming an issue. Keeping it separated from the food that I had before I started the challenge is becoming an issue. So that's something that I'm going to have to be mindful of moving forward. I had a great week this week. I got a turkey and we cooked it. So I'm really excited. We had some really great turkey meals, but we mixed it up with other things to keep it so that it wasn't boring. Turkey is fun, but turkey for 7 days straight is not that fun. Thanks so much for tuning in. Check out what we got. I'm not doing a, hey, this is how much I have left over at the end of this video, just giving everybody a heads up. It is starting to be a really excessive amount of extra work, and I want to keep this fun for myself. Breakfast today is smoothies, yogurt, almond milk, some of those wrinkly leftover plums, Hascap jam, and spinach. I forgot, also one of the finger bananas. The plums are messy to cut. I peel the skin off of them and take the seed out, and then this is what the rest looks like. So now I'm going to add in the jam and the spinach, and we're going to blend this up. I let the spinach go a little bit long. I have taken anything out of there that is starting to turn, and I am going to pop the rest in here. We're going to freeze it so that we can have spinach and smoothies for the rest of the week. Lunch today are cold plates. We have the last of the cold cuts, the last of the potato salad. I used this little grab and snack protein pack. I split it between the two, and some pickles. Yummy. Tonight for supper, we are going to have everything poutines. We will brown the ground beef. That will go on top of the fries. We will top it with stuffing, peas, gravy, and of course cheese. I wanted to get some cheese curds, but it just didn't work out that way this week. That's okay. I can just use regular cheese. Gravy is almost ready. I have the stovetop in there, of course. It needs to go 4 minutes with the lid on. I've got peas steaming in the microwave. The French fries are done. The ground beef is cooked. Got the fries on. I am going to, I think, layer it in this order. Stuffing, beef, cheese, gravy, and then top that with peas. My stovetop, I'm fluffing that up. This turned out good, like stovetop normally does. Obviously, it's easy. I've got the stovetop on, the ground beef is on. I'm going to top it with the cheese, then the gravy, and then the peas. And that's Graybeard. These look so good. I'm really excited. Everything poutines, because there's everything on them. And I have enough stuff left over that if I made fresh fries, that we could do poutines all over again. There's enough stuffing, just more peas out of the freezer. There is enough ground beef. There is enough gravy. So this worked out really well. Smoothies for breakfast today. I am going to use up the last of these frozen. Geez, there's more in there than what I thought. So I'm going to assess how many strawberries are in there. I am I was thinking I was going to use the rest of them up. I'm just trying to clear out things out of the freezer. We have frozen spinach, one of those little finger bananas. There's yogurt in here already, and almond milk. I only used half the strawberries. I've got this many left, so I guess we can have strawberry smoothies again for breakfast tomorrow. That's kind of exciting and a little bit of variety. Strawberry smoothies. I haven't had strawberry smoothies, like just strawberries with fresh or with frozen fruit, since probably like week 2 or 3. I started using jams. We're having leftovers for lunch today. The handsome one is not a fan of this idea. He is really a no for the casserole that I made using the leftover flakes of ham and the Kraft dinner and the salsa. The only reason he's eating this is because I'm using that cheese cracker tray as a lure. We're having that. It'll be a late supper. We're having some company, and so we're gonna be having that, he's very interested in that, which is the only reason he's interested in eating this. We're getting everything ready. So first, of course, we opened up the little deli tray. We are getting some pickles cut up and also some of my homemade red pepper jelly. This looks good, even though it's not homemade. We're having a charcuterie. Fantastic. Very exciting. A repeat of yesterday for breakfast again today. We are going to have strawberry smoothies with a fingerling banana and frozen spinach. Strawberry banana smoothies. Guess what time it is? That's right, it is turkey time. I have a standalone roaster, and we are going to put the turkey in that. I cook my turkeys with a lot of liquid as opposed to roasting them in the oven. I don't mind that they don't have that golden finish because I want lots of broth for future uses, for gravies, for soups, for whatever I want to flavor rice. So I'm going to open up this turkey. I'm going to get it in here, add lots of liquid, and then I am going to add some spices. My turkey's in. We're going to add some water. I'm going to top it with the last of this multi-spice, and I'm also going to add some sage and some savory into the liquid. I decided just to use summer savory, salt, pepper, and the rest of that multi-spice. I'll throw a little sage in, maybe getting a little bit closer to when it is finished cooking. And we've got the roaster on. We're going to get the lid on and let this cook for hours and hours. Chicken vegetable soup for lunch today. Yummy. All right, let's take a look at this turkey. It has been cooking for about 4 hours. It's going to be a big gust of steam. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good in here. We are starting to get the other items organized. I took out half the package of squash, and that's just kind of thawing. Potatoes and carrots. We are also going to have peas and coleslaw. Peas and coleslaw. But we won't get them out yet. Good thing I started planning out what we are having and organizing the stuff, because I totally forgot about the cranberry sauce. I haven't made it yet. That's not a concern because we're not even ready to eat yet. This stuff is just organized for later today. So I'm going to make the cranberry sauce now. It is very, very simple. The only ingredients that you need are cranberries and sugar, and the recipe that I use also calls for orange juice, and thankfully I have an orange and I'm just going to squeeze it. Most recipes call for 12 ounces of cranberries because that is the size of the packages when you buy fresh cranberries. So we have, spilling a little bit. Almost there. There we go. I'll take that one extra one out. That bumped us over. Or a couple. 12 ounces of berries. We also want 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and I have a slightly less than 1 cup of water here because I'm going to make up the difference by squeezing this orange into there. You can totally substitute orange juice for the full amount of water. You can half and half, but you're going to need 1 cup of liquid, 1 cup of sugar, 12 ounces of cranberries. Everything combined, give it a good stir. The sugar dissolves into the water. And this, I've got the heat on. This is going to come to a boil. And in the meantime, let's juice the orange. You can see here the berries are starting to soften and lose their form. That's great. We want them all to do that. So as you can see, it's been boiling for about 6 minutes now. This is starting to get a bit of a jelly-like consistency. As I am stirring it, I am pressing the spoon against the cranberries so that they burst or squish down so that they're not the solid berries. I like this more jelly-like than chunky. So this is the consistency that we have right now. This is after 10 minutes of boiling, simmering, and then an additional 5 minutes on the lowest setting the burner has. I am using a canning funnel. I have some mason jars, and I am going to bottle the cranberry sauce and let it cool. Out of the recipe, I got 2 250 milliliter jars and 2 125 milliliter jars. I could have done 3 250 milliliter jars, but sometimes we are just wanting to have it as a side with a single meal and don't want to open up a bigger jar. We chop up the coleslaw mix finer than what it comes in the container, and we just use this little hand chopper. This is going to be really good with supper tonight. This is where we're at with the meal so far. Okay. We stripped the turkey. This is a bag full of bones, skin, and there's some meat in there as well. We are boiling potatoes. I am boiling broth that I am going to make into gravy. We are boiling carrots. I have peas in the microwave steaming and squash in the oven. I've already whisked in the flour water mixture to thicken, and I just added some sage and some savory. This turkey dinner smells amazing. It looks really good. I can't wait to try it. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to put the gravy on. One moment. There, that is better with the gravy. Peas, squash, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, carrots, turkey with gravy, and coleslaw. The handsome one has said he's going to get out some homemade beets to put on with his. I'm not having beets. And he said he thinks he might have pickles as well, but I'm just going to go with this. There's quite a lot left to work with. So there's enough potatoes, carrots, peas, squash, gravy, turkey that we can have turkey dinner, full turkey dinner, one more night. So whether that is tomorrow night or whether we give it a break tomorrow night and have it the night after, there's enough for one more turkey dinner. And then this is a huge quantity of gravy, pre-made gravy. So this will work great with a turkey pot pie. Then this broth, there's lots of broth here, and I need to make a few smaller broth pucks. But what I'd really like to do with this stuff is freeze it in some larger quantities so that this is actually going to go right into a turkey soup, but I'm going to wait to make the turkey soup. That's not going to be this week. So I need to freeze some of that. And then of course there's turkey in the bottom one for all kinds of things that we might want to do it with. Oh yes. And there's my bag of scraps. It's going straight in the freezer. So all kinds of things. Breakfast for two. English muffins with peanut butter. It's a really gray, cool, and dreary day outside again today. I feel like every day is like this. But it's good that I have soup because soup's always good and feels hearty on a really dreary, cool day. This is the last of the chicken vegetable soup. I'm going to be making another soup. You may be thinking that I'm going to make a turkey soup, but I'm not. I have a surprise plan in mind for a soup that's going to give us some variety because we're going to be eating a lot of turkey. Turkey dinner. I've got like maybe we'll do a turkey pot pie. Maybe we'll do turkey sandwiches, hot turkey sandwiches. There's lots of options for suppers. So I thought, no, not turkey soup this week. I'll save that for a different week, but I've got a plan and I'm actually pretty excited about it. Of course, as usual with the majority of my plans, I've never done this before. So you guys will have to stay tuned. I don't think you'll see it happen this week, but maybe. We've got a lot of leftovers I've got to eat through, or we've got to eat through for lunches. So then when we're getting down to, we need more plans for quick lunches, this soup is on my mind. It's going to be awesome. I just feel it's really going to turn out good. The handsome one's skeptical, but I feel it's going to be really good. We are having a little snack because we can. So I did little crackers with one piece of meat. I put a half a piece of the cheddar cheese and a half a piece of whatever that other kind of cheese was on each one. I chopped a little bit of cranberry sauce and put a pickle on each one. And then half of these also have an olive. Those ones are for me. The handsome one thinks those olives were disgusting. I think they were very delightful. I enjoyed those olives. And yeah, now we're going to have a little snack. Here we have turkey dinner number 2 with some tulips. Spring is almost here. This one is the handsome one's. He wanted gravy on everything. And this one is mine. And I just have gravy on my turkey and my potatoes. Very excited. English muffins with peanut butter, breakfast for 2. The handsome one is at an appointment, so no lunch for him today, just me. So I'm just eating up some of the leftovers. This is cheese and crackers with pickles and little cold cuts, olives, and a clementine. We're taking a break from turkey tonight. We are going to eat the leftovers we had from when we made the everything poutines, and we are going to make everything poutines again for supper tonight. I am going to make a little more peas to go with this, and I'm thinking that the gravy that we had left over will be enough, but if not, I'll just supplement it with a little bit of the gravy from the turkey. Ground beef is in the back, and the stuffing is also in the back. The fries just finished. I've got everything heating in the microwave and ready to get it plated up. Oh, microwave's done. Everything poutines night 2. I wanted to have these last night, but the handsome one didn't want to. He wanted to have the turkey dinner 2 nights in a row. So I'm really excited. I love poutine. I am making a soup for a couple lunches. If you will remember, I had made a perogi casserole and I found it extremely heavy. So pierogies they're like little raviolis, but instead of meat inside of them, they have potatoes inside of them. So that makes them a bit heavy. And then I put mine in a sour cream and salsa sauce mixed together for a sauce. So it just became really heavy with a couple things together. So I got it in my mind that I am going to transform this leftover pierogi casserole into a soup. I am going to start with some of the broth from the turkey because if I had chicken broth, I would use that, but I have this turkey broth, so I'll just use this. And it's going to be like a creamy soup, like a cream of soup. So there's going to be non-dairy milk in it. And then I'm going to heat those 2 things up first. I'm going to cut the pierogis up so that they're in smaller pieces. And once they're warmed, not boiling, but once they're warmed together and a little more pliable, I'm going to use my hand blender and I'm going to blend these down, like puree them down to make a thicker sauce. Then I will add in onions, and I've got different veggies here from the freezer, this leftover from the fridge, some coleslaw mix. I'm going to add some things in to make a soup enough for a couple days worth of work. And that will repurpose this casserole that I wasn't overly fond of. The pierogies are quite thick. Like that, there's a pierogi. So I'm just going to cut that in a bunch of smaller pieces and get it in here with the turkey drippings and the non-dairy milk. This is what we look like so far. Once this starts to warm up a bit, I think this will blend up really nice and give me a nice thick and creamy, like potato-y base for a really good soup. It smells good already, actually. This is actually a good idea. I might put a little more of the turkey broth in here. This got hotter way faster than what I planned. It is time to blend it up. And I have to be really, really careful because it's hot. I turned the burner totally off. So this has turned out pretty smooth and creamy. I'm very happy with this, and now I'll add the rest of the ingredients in. This is going to be a good soup. This looks really good. I put in all of the coleslaw, all of the rest of the California mix, a few peas, onions, and cream of potato vegetable soup for lunch. We're going to find out what this tastes like. My review on the soup, it was seriously good. A really, really good way to repurpose a casserole that I wasn't overly fond of. It was nice and thick. Because I had salsa in the sauce, it's a little spicy. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I would highly recommend. It is a quick and light supper tonight. I have a class that I'm going to, so I don't want anything heavy, and I can have a snack or something else to eat when I get home. We are having breakfast sandwiches. So we used the sausage patties, cheese, and fried eggs. Yummy. A little bit of ketchup just to make it that much better. For supper tonight, I am going to make a turkey pot pie. I'm going to cut potatoes and carrots, and I will pre-cook the potatoes and carrots. Then I will mix those with frozen peas and frozen green beans, turkey, and gravy. Mix that all up together, put that in the baking pan, and then I will top it with Bisquick, and then we will bake it. It's going to be delicious. Potatoes and carrots are in. Add green beans and peas. Got the turkey on. I heated the gravy just a bit so that when I try to mix this all together, it'll be easier stirring. It's very difficult to stir cold gravy. When using Bisquick for a topping for a pot pie, it is 2 cups of Bisquick to 1.5 cups of milk. I'm using non-dairy milk. I've got in there right now just a 1-to-1. I need to add in 1 more cup of Bisquick and a half a cup more of milk, but I'm going to give this a whisk first. Once I got the 1 cup and 1 cup stirred in, it was actually a bit more than what I was expecting. So instead of adding another cup of Bisquick and a half a cup of milk, I added a half a cup of Bisquick and a 1/4 of a cup. So oh yeah, probably 1 cup would have been fine. And I'll just take a spoon and spread this all out even. And now we are going to get this right in the oven. This turned out amazing. We are just letting it cool a little bit before we serve it because it is incredibly hot. The pot pie looks so good. It's served up really nice. I'm excited. There you have it. Some really great meals. And I forgot to mention in my intro, I missed 2 breakfasts again. Today was one of those days. I'm trying real hard. I am doing the best. I'm doing the best that I can, but one of those days I had left early for work and totally, I don't know what I was thinking. Just totally forgot. And then there's no food for breakfasts once you're in your vehicle or once you're at work. And so I wasn't buying anything. And so that one was just out the window. And I don't even have an excuse for today. I simply just didn't eat breakfast. But I'm doing great with lunches and doing great with suppers, and they're very substantial meals. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate that. We are almost at 3,000 subscribers, and that is just phenomenal to me. At no point when I started doing this as a hobby did I think that the channel would be so successful or that there would be so many people interested in me showing what I bought for groceries, and then showing what I make with those groceries. So thank you to everybody. Happy Easter.